thousands of people have mysteriously vanished in America's wilderness. Join us as we dive into the deep end of the unexplainable and try to piece together what happened. You are listening to Locations Unknown.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Locations Unknown. I'm your co-host, Joey Rado, and with me, as always, is a guy who always follows the yellow brick road, Mike Vandebogart.
Oh, thank you, Joe, and thank you once again to all of our amazing listeners for tuning in. Just a few announcements before we get going. So first, I'd like to give Patreon shout-outs to Aurelia Davenport, Emily Stevenson, Carly Leans, Joshua Schreiber, Liz Holcomb, Brittany, Mandy Miller, and Jeremy Evans.
So thank you, everybody. Well, yes. A lot of new patrons.
Yeah, we had a little burst of activity this last couple weeks.
Well, what an exciting night for all these new patrons, because we have a voicemail episode coming up. I'm so excited.
Yes, we have some good voicemails, including some ladies who called in drunk. So you won't want to miss that. And so yeah, if you want to hear that, you gotta join the Patreon channel. So
join the Patreon.
I think the cheapest one, it's $5 a month.
Yeah, I think so.
We haven't raised prices in forever.
I think I was grandfathering in at $1 a month.
Yeah,
I keep telling myself I'm going to go support us a little more, and I always forget to go upgrade.
With inflation, we should be charging way more, but we're gonna keep prices low.
That's all right.
So, if you want to call the show and be featured in one of our voicemail episodes, you can call 208-391-6913. The funnier, meaner, whatever it is, the more likely it will be put on the show. We have some other podcasts on our Unknown Media Network. You can check out Off the Trails, The Weirdos We Know, Who Runs This Park, Crime Off the Grid, and Relish. And if you want to support Locations Unknown, obviously we have a Patreon, YouTube memberships, premium subscriptions on Apple. We've got a store where you can buy stuff, hats and cups,
all
magnets, all the good things. There's a hat.
I always try and put it on you, but
wrong way.
Yep,
there you go. And if times are tough and you don't have the money, you can always just leave us a like or subscribe or make a comment. All that helps the AI overlords discover the show more. So
yes,
got to be nice to the overlords.
Yeah.
Anything going on with you?
Nope. Let's get right into it. All right, everybody, let's gear up and get out to explore Locations Unknown. October 13th, 2025. A 65-year-old seasoned hunter leaves his Selma, California home for a routine day of deer hunting in the Sierra National Forest. A wilderness he's navigated for over 50 years. When he doesn't return that evening, his family sounds the alarm. A massive multi-county search unfolds across hundreds of square miles of rugged, snow-covered terrain, complicated by an early-season winter storm, freezing temperatures, and zero cell service. Join us this week as we investigate the disappearance of Ron Dailey. I put the right emphasis on the wrong syllable a couple times.
Little confused there.
Just broke it up.
Yeah.
Maybe this isn't real Joe. This is AI. Voice recorded.
You'll never know.
You'll never know. So the location we are going to is the Sierra National Forest in California. It is 2,030 square miles, slightly larger than the state of Delaware, which is 1,982 square miles. We're specifically going to be focusing on Dinky Creek and Swamp Lake Trail area. It sees roughly 726,000 to 1.3 million visitors per year, so it's pretty heavily trafficked.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some interesting facts. When President Benjamin Harrison, that's your favorite president from what I recall, right?
Benjamin Harrison.
Yeah, President Harrison.
Oh, Harrison, yes. He's known for a lot of things.
He proclaimed the Sierra Forest Reserve on February 14th, 1893. It covered over 6 million acres, roughly 4 times its current size. So he couldn't even keep the thing the full size. They're like, Harrison did it? Yeah, we'll just dwindle it down to smaller than Delaware.
It really birthed some cool parks.
Yeah.
So
it was the second national forest. Did like other presidents just piece off Harrison's thing into their own?
Well, I mean, read on.
Okay. It was the second national forest created in California and the largest at the time. Over the following decades, its eastern, southern, and northern portions were carved off to create Yosemite National Park, Sequoia National Park, Kings Canyon National Park, Sequoia National Forest, Inyo National Forest, and Stanislaus National Forest. Every one of those iconic parks and forests was born from the original Sierra National Forest. Yeah, they're like, he didn't do much as a president. Just start carving out.
Just carve it up.
Yep. Humans have lived here for 13,500 years. So the forest contains archaeological artifacts dating back over 10,000 years, but the oldest evidence of human presence is a Clovis arrow point discovered near the Upper Kings River dating to approximately 13,500 years ago. That's crazy. That's so long ago.
Yeah, that's a long time.
That's so long ago. The first timber sale on any California national forest took place in the Sierra National Forest in 1899, conducted by the United States General Land Office. While tourists flock to Sequoia National Park, the Sierra National Forest has its own giant sequoia groves. The Nelder Grove and McKinley Grove that see a fraction of the visitors. The Nelder Grove alone spans about 1,540 acres and contains roughly 65 mature sequoias. The forest ranges from 900 feet above sea level in the western foothills to nearly 14,000 feet at its highest peaks, a vertical span of over 13,000 feet. That means you can drive from hot, dry oak grasslands to above the tree line through 5 distinct biotic zones without ever leaving the forest. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Since 2015, a grassroots effort has pushed to redesignate the entire forest as the Range of Light National Monument, a roughly 1.4 million acre protected area that would create a continuous wildlife corridor linking Yosemite, Sequoia, and Kings Canyon National Park. I didn't hear about that at all.
Yeah, I didn't know about that either. That's pretty cool.
I wonder what the benefit would be. There's got to be a reason to do it other than it sounds cool.
Probably just to protect more land.
Yeah, but are they butting up against each other? Or are there gaps between them and that's why they want to do it?
Maybe it's a management thing. It makes it easier to manage.
Oh, like the lawyers?
Yeah, probably.
It's some lawyer did something and now we got to unlawyer them with lawyer stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to fight fire with fire.
I probably should have looked into it more.
No, I mean, that was just a question popping up that I'm sure every listener wants to know, so I can't believe you didn't do it. So we'll go into some of the climate of the area. The Sierra National Forest in mid-October is a landscape caught between seasons. Would they be the straddle seasons? And at higher elevations, winter arrives early and without warning on the other side of the straddle. On October 13th, 2025, the first major storm of the season slammed the Fresno County mountains. The National Weather Service had forecasted 1 to 3 feet of snow above 5,500 feet and advised travelers to postpone Sierra trips entirely. China Peak's owner told ABC 30 the storm arrived earlier than usual. The resort normally doesn't see its first snowfall until later that month. The forest spans elevations from 900 feet to nearly 14,000 feet, and the difference between those altitudes in October is staggering. Down at Shaver Lake, which is at around 5,370 feet, October averages highs of 72 degrees Fahrenheit and lows around 47 degrees Fahrenheit. It feels like a mild California autumn, but at 10,000 feet, conditions are a different world entirely. Nighttime temperatures routinely drop into the teens. Daylight shrinks to roughly 11 hours, and the thin air makes every physical effort more exhausting. Wind chill on exposed ridgelines can push effective temperatures well below zero. A storm that drops rain at Shaver Lake drops feet of snow at higher elevations. After an early October storm passes, the Sierra typically follows a recognizable pattern, a brutal initial snowfall followed by an extended dry stretch before heavier November storms roll in. During these dry windows, daytime highs at 10,000 feet may climb into the 30s or low 40s on sunny days, but overnight lows constantly plunge into single digits or teens. The snowpack consolidates but doesn't disappear, creating icy, treacherous footing across rocky granite terrain. The temperature differential between day and night can swing 40 to 50 degrees. This is the reality of the Sierra High Country in mid to late October, a vast, remote 2,000 square mile wilderness where the weather can shift from autumn to full winter in a matter of hours, where help is far away and where the margin of error is razor thin.
We need like ominous music.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, we only had this music for so long, and we've got more buttons now.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't like the podcasts that play music in the background when they're talking.
Really?
Yeah.
Like just you don't like having this stuff going on like in the background?
No.
It seems more like cut stuff that you'd see on TikTok.
Yeah.
Where it's like whoosh, whoosh,
yeah,
whoosh, and they're cutting scenes.
Or you hear like
exaggerated like noises that are happening.
Yes.
Okay, I'll stop doing that.
Okay.
You're like, please turn it all off.
Please stop.
So a little bit about the terrain. The area where Ron Dailey disappeared sits in one of the most rugged and remote corners of the Sierra National Forest. The high country east of Dinky Creek, centered around Swamp Lake Trail. The trailhead begins at just under 7,400 feet, but the route quickly climbs through a punishing gauntlet of gravel, dirt, silt, boulders, granite faces, and steep switchbacks before topping out above 9,500 feet. Off-road enthusiasts describe it as possibly the most fun trail you'll ever do, but also one that throws everything at you within the first couple of miles. The landscape up here is defined by granite bedrock, which are massive slabs of outcroppings of glacially polished granite carved during the Pleistocene, there it is, Pleistocene interspersed with subalpine forests and large wet meadows. Stands of white fir, red fir, Jeffrey pine, and lodgepole pine are scattered throughout, growing thinner as elevation increases and rocky outcroppings break the skyline in every direction. The terrain rolls but is deceptive. What looks like gentle ridgelines from a distance often conceal steep drop-offs, hidden kirks, and sudden elevation changes of hundreds of feet over short distances. Beyond the trail to Hatch Trail, the route climbs to a series of steep switchbacks and tops out at 9,300-foot ridge that reveals the headwaters of Dinky Creek, with panoramic views of the LeConte Divide, 13,568-foot Mount Goddard in the distant horizon. From there, the road switchbacks down the shaded north side of the ridge, dropping 600 feet in about a mile. Steep, rocky, and deeply rutted terrain that demands a high clearance four-wheel drive vehicle at a minimum. Signs along the route warn that certain sections require rock crawler, which is a heavy modified off-road vehicle built specifically for navigating boulders and extreme grades. Like, have you ever seen those videos where like the front tires will be turning left entirely and the back will be going right?
And they're like just like
they're
going
twisted
up over. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not something you can buy off the showroom floor.
No.
The Dinky Lakes Wilderness borders this area, encompassing 30,000 acres where almost all of the land sits above 8,000 feet. 16 sizable lakes and dozens of smaller ones dot the wilderness, with 3 sister peaks topping out at 10,619 feet. So snow typically covers much of the area from November to June, meaning that an early October storm can lock the train down months ahead of schedule. The remoteness is genuine. Cell service is non-existent. The nearest paved road is miles away down winding mountain tracks, and the few people who venture here are typically experienced off-roaders or backcountry hunters who know what they're getting into. This is not terrain that forgives mistakes. A wrong turn onto one of the unmarked Jeep roads that branched off the main trail can put a vehicle in a position where it physically cannot turn around, and where the only option are to keep going deeper or abandon the vehicle and walk. The granite is slippery when wet. The elevation saps energy, and the distances between any 2 points of civilization are measured not in minutes, but hours or days. So, after all of that,
yes,
some of the things Ron would have faced on his hike: hypothermia, dehydration, and altitude sickness. The terrain alone. So the Forest Service warns visitors to allow plenty of time for moving over the hilly, rugged terrain and to stick to developed trails or dry rock, solid rock with good footing. In the Dinky Creek backcountry, kind of as we said, it's easier said than done. So it's very polished, as we said, slippery, and when it's just wet. So now if you add snow, it's icy, steep drop-offs. Basically, getting lost in this terrain is remarkably easy. Sierra backpackers have encountered people who were 15 trail miles from where they thought they were and had only just realized something was wrong. That's crazy, going 15 miles off trail before realizing you're off trail. Some of the wildlife you might run into: black bears, mountain lions, bobcats, Western Pacific rattlesnakes, early winter storms and flash weather changes. So the Forest Service official safety page for the Sierra National Forest reads less like a suggestion list and more like a survival manual. Travel with a companion, leave your itinerary, as we always say, carry a map and compass, whistle, waterproof mattress, extra food, extra clothing, first aid kit, and make camp before dark. If you do get lost, what do we always say? Sit down, keep calm, and that's only if you're in a safe area.
Yeah.
And stay put. If you gave people your itinerary, they're going to be looking along that route. The underlying message is clear. This is not a forgiving landscape. One wrong turn, one unexpected storm, one rolled ankle on slippery granite, and the margin between a good story and tragedy becomes razor thin. So, Mike, tell us a little bit about Mr. Dailey.
Yeah, so his name is Ronald, but people called him Ron Dailey. We don't know an exact date of birth. It was approximately 1959 or 1960. He went missing on October 13th of 2025. He was a male, age 65. He was 5'7", 190 pounds. He had brown hair with a beard, brown eyes. Clothing gear he was last seen in, so hunting attire, we don't know specific clothing he was wearing. He had approximately 2 weeks worth of food with him, so jerky and like peanuts. Water supply, he had 14 bottles of water. He did have a cell phone that was lost later. He suffered from diabetes and did not have his diabetes medication with him, and he drove a silver four-door 2002 Dodge Dakota pickup truck. Personality-wise, he was known as reliable to a fault. His wife, Glenda, said Ron has always been a really reliable person. If he says he's going to do it, he does it, and he would keep us updated at all times. When asked if he'd ever be late from a hunting trip, he is never late. So very punctual and reliable. He was known as very calm and pragmatic under pressure. His family predicted that if something happened to his vehicle, he would hunker down and wait it out. He was a deeply faithful person, so he did pray a lot and, went to church. He was very stubborn and determined. When he finally decided to do something, he did it. And his daughter described him as, a very smart man and constantly a busy person. So medical issues, like I said, he did have type 2 diabetes. He also had some heart issues. The family disclosed underlying heart conditions during the search, which added urgency to the effort. But his family said that he did keep his health under control for the previous 4 to 5 months, and they hoped the lack of medication wouldn't hurt him. Occupation, hobby, we don't really know what he did for a job, but he was a lifelong deer hunter and experience in this wilderness. He had over 50 years of hunting experience in the Sierra Nevada mountains. His wife said it plainly. He's hunted that area for over 50 years, and I know, he's trying to get out. So his daughter added, he has 50 plus years of experience with hunting, so we know if he broke down or something happened to his vehicle, he's hunkering down and just waiting it out. And not only that, he was very familiar with this area. He, was a regular hunter there. He's gone many times in the past. So, this was a very familiar place for him to hunt. So not something new to him. So he, like I said, he's hunted in these mountains for 50 years. He's been in this area many times. So very experienced in the outdoors and this area. So we'll jump right into timeline. So it's Monday, October 13th of 2025. It's the morning. So Ron leaves his home in Selma, California for what he expects to be just a routine half day to a full day deer hunting trip. Tells his wife and the rest of his family that he's heading to Shaver Lake and Courtright Reservoir area of eastern Fresno County, deep in the Sierra National Forest, and that he'll be home by dinner. He loads up his silver Dodge Dakota pickup truck, and he heads east into the mountains. He packs light, roughly 900 calories of food. So he had jerky and some peanuts, along with 14 bottles of water. Basically enough for a day trip. And he did not bring his diabetes medication because he didn't think he would need it. So it's now midday to afternoon. So Ron drives up the Swamp Lake Trail east of Dinky Creek without any issues. At the top, he stops and snacks on a few pieces of jerky and a handful of nuts and starts heading down the other side. At this point, the trail starts to narrow. The terrain gets rougher. He comes to a tree with a sign nailed to it that reads Diamond Road, Jeep Road. Ron knows exactly what that means. That means you better have a rock crawler, and he did not have a rock crawler. But like Joe had said earlier, now the trail is too narrow to turn his truck around, so he keeps going. And unfortunately, the further he drives, the worse it gets. The rocky terrain tears up the underside of his truck. He ends up stranded on a rocky plateau at roughly 10,000 feet. His vehicle was battered beyond the point of being able to drive back out. So his truck is now stuck up there. And just like Joe said in the intro,
and you did say he was a little stubborn, so but he's like,
yeah,
I'll get through.
he got there. He got to the exact point, like you said, where it gets too tight to turn around. So you're kind of
SOL,
and then he just chewed up his truck, and then it just went drive. So it's now evening, and shockingly, I say that air quotes, a significant winter storm rolls through the High Sierra. This happens every case we cover. There's always a massive storm that rolls in. And approximately 2 feet of snow falls in the area, burying Ron's truck and blanketing everything around him. And, back in Selma, dinner comes and goes. No Ron, no phone call, nothing. Glenda tries to reach him, no answer. By that evening, the family contacts the Fresno County Sheriff's Office and files a missing persons report. And almost immediately, law enforcement goes to work. They determine that Ron's last cell signal pinged off a tower near Dinky Creek Road. The Fresno County Sheriff's Office puts out a public alert on social media that same night. But Ron, he took the wrong turn and has put him somewhere nobody expects him to be, and now he's buried under 2 feet of snow at 10,000 feet, alone, with maybe enough food to last a day and no medication. So the clock is ticking for our friend Ron here. It's now Tuesday, October 14th of 2025. It's the morning. Fresno County Sheriff's Office launches a full search and rescue operation. Deputies and volunteers from the county's search and rescue unit head into the backcountry, focusing on remote areas where Ron is known to travel. That'd be dirt paths off Dinky Creek Road and McKinley Grove Road. And, throughout that day, the search crews work the terrain. They find nothing, no truck, no tracks, no sign of Ron. The sheriff's office urges anyone with information to call their hotline and cautions against posting tips on social media, noting that phone calls reach the search crews faster. It's now day 3. It's Wednesday, October 15th. So this will be the second full day of searching, which yields no results. At this point, local news outlets start picking up the story. Ron's family launches a relentless social media campaign, with Glenda reposting his missing person flyer on Facebook every single day. And for those of you just listening, Joe's pulling up some pictures.
I'm not sharing the screen.
Okay.
Because it might give it away.
Yeah. Joe will pull up some pictures here at some point.
Yes, I will. I'm preparing them.
So, the family discloses a critical medical detail at this time, and that's, like I said, that he's diabetic and that he did not have his medication with him. So now we are looking at the missing flyer poster of Ron. There's his truck. Looks like a hunter.
Yes. I just noticed it's so wild. Like, as we get cases that are closer to now date, like the picture qualities get better.
Oh, I know.
It seems more dire almost, because like I can relate to it.
Yeah.
Like when you see old pictures, it just seems so far away.
Yeah, they're black and white and grainy.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, this is not even a year ago.
Yeah, that's wild.
It is now Thursday, October 16th. This is day 4. So the search area is really now starting to expand. It expanded to approximately 280 square miles of the rugged mountain wilderness. Search and rescue teams were working around the clock with specialized equipment and trained personnel. We've got a whole gaggle of agencies involved now. So we've got the Madera County Sheriff's Office, the Kern County Sheriff's Office, Calaveras County, and the California Office of Emergency Services, which has sent surveillance aircraft. And they expect more agencies from around the state in the coming weekend. It's at this time that the local hunting community wanted to kind of start helping. A member of the Facebook group D7 Hunters 2.0 puts out a public call for volunteers to form organized search parties. Many hunters were frustrated that the U.S. Forest Service isn't allowing access to certain roads Ron's family says he often used during past hunts. But the Fresno County Sheriff's Office pushed back on this uncoordinated civilian searching. Lieutenant Kathy Curtis explains, when we're talking about searching in snow and even dirt, mud, and other things that we see up in that kind of environment, introducing more tracks into the area a lot of times hinders us because we don't know if it was somebody from the community that left those tracks or if it was Ron who left those tracks. Sergeant Scott Weishar adds, they may find that they get themselves in trouble and now we have to divert resources from the original search effort to go help them. One volunteer has already gotten their car stuck in the snowy conditions. So I understand why.
Oh, I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah.
I'm sure as a family member and a hunter, when you're just like more resources, frustrating, but they are not wrong.
No, not in those conditions. Like if it was July and there wasn't any snow up there, okay, maybe. But having all that snow does provide a potential crucial clue on what happened to Ron if they can find footprints or anything like that. So I fully get it. But I also get why the hunters want to help. You know, like it's one of their own and they want to, get out there and logically it makes sense. So you get more people out there looking for him, you might find him. So it's Friday, October 17th. This would be day 5 now. The search is still scaling up at this point. They have more than 30 personnel from Kern County and Madera County Sheriff's Office, along with search and rescue volunteers deployed in the field. Sergeant Weishar describes the challenge. So he said, it's been like trying to find a needle in a haystack, or as Joe says, a needle in a stack of needles.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the search area is in snow. Some of the search area is out of the snow. So it takes different kinds of equipment to go to those different areas. Ron's childhood friend, Jimmy Maloney, and another friend, Randy Matos, drive up from Carthers to help scan the area. And one of them said, he knows his way around. So it don't make sense, Matos adds. I wanted to give the family some support. It's a lonely feeling. So we get why, everyone wants to help, but it's, you got to let the professionals do it, their job first.
Yeah.
And
yep.
Especially in those conditions. It's now Sunday, October 18th. This would be day 6. A publication called GV Wire publishes a detailed report with Ron's physical description. This is all stuff that I mentioned before. They also published information about the vehicle that he was in. And despite the expanded search and expanded media coverage, neither Ron nor his truck has been located. And the community sharing intensifies too across Facebook as many groups focused on this area start posting about Ron. And are you sharing this?
Yeah, I am sharing now. This is the GV Wire.
Yeah, so
showing a video from like a ring cam or something.
Yeah, this is actually the morning he left. So for those of you listening, we're watching a video of Ron loading his truck up before he's heading out to the hunt. So this gives you a good clue of what he was wearing. So he had jeans on. He had a camouflage vest or a raincoat.
I'll replay it.
And he had a tote with some gear in it. Looks like a hiking backpack. All stuff typical, a hunter would have.
Yeah.
So yeah, this would be the last video of Ron before he went missing.
So he was only going to go for the day, but he had like a week's worth of food, you said?
No, one of the publications said that, but he only had 900 calories of food.
Oh, okay.
So not a lot of food.
Okay.
It's now Sunday, October 19th. This would be day 7. So it's the morning. Fresno County Supervisor Nathan Majcik posts a public update. Approximately 50 personnel are now on the ground with multiple aircraft and drones deploying infrared and other advanced technologies across the 280 square mile search zone. Fast forward to the next day. It's now Monday, October 20th of 2025. This would be day 8. So after, 8 days of intensive searching, authorities announced they have narrowed the search area after systematically working the perimeter. Helicopters were formally requested. Plans are made to capture high-resolution aerial photographs that will be processed through artificial intelligence software to scan for anomalies. This is the same kind of technology that they used for the Canadian that went missing in Joshua Tree, if you remember.
Yeah.
That it takes thousands of pictures of the train, and then they feed it through a software tool that looks for things that aren't natural.
Yeah, it makes like a mosaic
of
all the images.
It looks for like garbage and clothing and bones and anything that wouldn't be there naturally.
Yeah.
So they are now utilizing that software for this search. It's now Tuesday, Wednesday so that'd be October 21st and 22nd. Or
I'm just noticing on this second article from GV Wire showing a video of his family asking for help. They got his height right, but his weight completely different. In the last one, they said he was 220. And this one, they say it's 190. And it's the exact same news source.
Well, okay. So this is funny because so sometimes when Joe and I have done a case, you get a little inside baseball here.
Yeah.
We'll get messages from people like, you got something wrong. And this is a perfect example of a case that isn't even a year old and information about the subject.
All right, I am sharing now. So
Yeah.
look at here. Dailey is described as 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing 220 pounds, with brown eyes, brown hair, and a beard. So now I'm going to go to, and this was, what date is this? This was October 14th, 2025. So this is October 5th. The next day.
The next day.
They published this. Family 65-year-old Selma man. Dailey is described as 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing 190 pounds, with brown hair, brown eyes, brown hair, beard. Maybe they were assuming that he lost weight.
Yeah. But this goes to my point that relying off of, these news articles, while you think are, an official type report, they get information wrong all the time.
Yeah.
And so I just went off on a little tangent there, but that just shows you that even a case this recent, they can't even get his weight right. It's October 21st and 22nd. This would be days 9 and 10. So the search operations are continuing. Community Facebook groups are rolling out updates. A post on October 23rd referencing the prior days confirms ongoing operations using ground teams and Jeeps, air support, and several drone teams. And Ron is still missing at this point. It's now Thursday, October 23rd. This would be day 11. The Fresno County Sheriff's Office confirms it is now running aerial images through 2 separate AI programs, scanning for anything that doesn't belong in the natural landscape, like the paint of a silver pickup truck hidden under tree cover or snow. Lieutenant Kathy Curtis explains, those good photographs we are going to process through 2 separate AI programs. And our goal with that is hopefully an AI program can pick up on any anomaly in the forest that our eyes haven't been able to see so far. The El Dorado County Sheriff's Office joins the technical effort with its own AI software, providing an independent check of the imagery. So now they have 3 AI softwares processing these images. So,
jeez.
Curtis goes on to tell reporters, everything that we have gathered so far is that this is going to be some sort of unexpected mishap. She adds that all indications from interviews with friends and family suggest Ron would be fairly close to his vehicle, making the truck the #1 search priority. So keep all of these quotes in mind when we get to the end, because it's kind of interesting.
All right.
It's Friday, October 24th now, day 12. Local ABC station that reports that Ron has now been missing for 12 days with still no sign of him or his truck, and the search continues across eastern Fresno. Ron's daughter sends a statement to media that said, they're working tirelessly to bring Ron home. Our family is grateful for the support and your prayers. If you have seen anything or have any tips, no matter how big or how small, please contact the Fresno Sheriff's Office. Lieutenant Curtis reaffirms the commitment. As long as there are things that we can do to keep moving forward in our efforts to find Mr. Dailey, then we're going to continue to do so. So we're sparing no expense. They are, they're still searching 12 days out. Once again, it always amazes me that there's people that will do this.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Risk their lives for someone they've never met.
Yep.
So it's really cool that there are some people on this planet that are willing to do that. It's Saturday, October 25th, day 13. A significant development breaks open new search drain. The U.S. Forest Service announces it's opening the Garnet Fire Closure area to the public, specifically to assist in the search for Ron. Portions of the Sierra National Forest near the search zone had been locked down due to the recent fire, and that closure had been limiting where searchers could go. Now the gates were open. It's now Sunday to Monday, so that would be October 26th to the 27th. This is day 14 and 15. Local news reports that the Forest Service is opening the fire area, like I said. Officials reiterate their determination. We want to find Ron. Our hopes and prayers are that he is found alive, but we will move heaven and earth, so to speak. And the statement goes on to say the search is continuing today for Ron using ground teams, Jeeps, air support, and several drone teams. It's now Tuesday, October 28th. This would be day 16. Facebook posts from the Shaver Lake Community Group continue to update the public on the search efforts. Ron has now been missing for over 2 weeks. And at this point, dozens of volunteers are continuing to scour the mountain. So this is when it starts to get interesting. It's a late October. This would be days 15 through 19. The exact date is unknown, but at some point during the stretch, it is believed that Ron's food would have run out completely. So up on the mountain, and spoiler alert, Ron's still alive.
You're so good at building it up and dropping it.
I kept it a secret for as long as I could, but it's part of the story. So I couldn't hold it back any longer.
If you were a network television show, you would give away the season finale an episode earlier than the final episode.
Yeah. I built this timeline as best I could to keep the secret.
I'm messing with you.
So up on the mountain, Ron had been surviving alone for roughly 2 weeks. He had rationed his supply of jerky and nuts, a tiny piece of jerky and 7 or 8 nuts per day until it was gone. He had been drinking water from a nearby creek and melting snow for hydration. His truck was serving as his shelter every night. But now with the food gone and no one there, he decides to take action. So Ron is sitting in his broken truck at 10,000 feet and has a conversation with himself that will determine whether he lives or dies. And this is what Ron said to himself. He said, "This is it, Ron. You either try to get out or you sit here and die." So he chose to walk. He abandons his truck and begins hiking down the trail on foot. What follows, in his words, was the toughest walk I've ever done in my life. At that altitude, the thin air forces him to stop every 100 yards to catch his breath. He falls at least twice on the rocky terrain. During one of the falls at the bottom of the rocky hill, he realizes his cell phone is gone, lost somewhere behind him on the trail. But he keeps walking. Days passed. His legs began to fail. He hasn't eaten. At some point, exhausted and barely able to stand, Ron stops on the trail and prays. He prayed, "You got to send somebody up here to me. I can hardly walk anymore." It's now Sunday, November 1st of 2025. This is day 20. It's 6:45 a.m. Ron wakes up with a clarity he hasn't felt in days. He said, "God woke me up at 6:45 Saturday morning." He goes, "Ron, get your boots on. Let's go walking." It's now morning through early afternoon. Ron starts walking. He walks for approximately 8 hours straight, stopping, resting, getting back up, and walking again, mile after mile through the wilderness on legs that have almost nothing left. He estimates he covered 10 or 12 miles. It's now the afternoon, though we don't have an exact time. Ron sees headlights through the trees. It's a vehicle, a Suburban. He was later quoted, and after I'm done with my timeline...
Yeah, you just keep talking. I'm not showing anything.
No, we'll play the video.
I will.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I'm not sharing it, so I always you always reference.
Well,
it.
I already spoiled it.
I know.
So Ron sees a Suburban's headlights. So Ron said, "I raised my head up. There was a car with headlights on, and I go, 'Oh God, thank you, Lord.'" So it was actually a group of hunters, off-duty corrections officers named Miranda and two companions known as the Martinez brothers are out hunting above Shaver Lake near the Swamp Lake Trail. One of them raises their binoculars. These guys, Ron was saying, they were saying, "These guys are looking at me with binoculars," and I literally just jumped up and started waving, and the guys are looking at me, and the guy in front leans out the window and goes, "Ron Dailey?" Can you imagine?
They know your name.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man.
And he goes, and I'm going, "Oh my God, they know my name. How do these guys know me?" That's always funny. When I used to go up hunting with my dad, his family had a cabin up north, and my dad has like 20 cousins that all hunt. And we would just be miles in the forest and would just run into, we'd be hiking. All of a sudden we hear "Mark," and we'd look around. It was one of his cousins, just coming down another trail,
just traipsing all over your hunting territory.
So that's kind of funny. So obviously they know his name because Glenda had posted that missing person flyer every single day for 20 days. The entire Central Valley hunting community had seen his face. So literally everybody there knew.
Anyone who's in the woods knows what Ron looks like.
Ron Dailey? So Ron nearly collapses into their arms. He starts hugging them and praying. He tells them he hasn't eaten in 6 days. They immediately give him food and water. And obviously they saved his life. Shortly after the discovery, Fresno County Sheriff's deputies and EMS responded to the Swamp Lake Trail and made contact with Ron. He is transported to the Clovis Community Medical Center for treatment. That evening, Glenda Dailey makes an announcement on Facebook that the community has been praying for Ron. Ron has been found alive. Fresno County Supervisor Nathan Magzig follows up with his own statement. And Glenda posts, "The hospital staff are pumping him with fluids and his color is coming back. He's going to be shocked when I show him all the people who helped look for him." The Fresno County Sheriff's Office releases a statement that says, "Ron's safe return is nothing short of a miracle. May it remind us all of the value of every life, the strength of unity, and the calling to serve our neighbors in their greatest hour of need." It's now Sunday, November 21st, so Ron is recovering at the Clovis Medical Center. His daughter records him at the hospital, recounting the harrowing details of his ordeal from his bed. Doctors monitor his condition. His family expected him to be discharged by Monday. Fresno County Supervisor Nathan Magzig describes the scope of the effort. "There were resources from across the Central Valley that came here. We have different counties that sent equipment. Kern County sent equipment, of course. Tulare County, Kings County, all had individuals here assisting with the search." The Madera County Sheriff's Office releases a statement. "For 11 days, our team joined countless dedicated rescuers working long hours through rugged terrain, cold nights, and steep mountain slopes, all united by one goal: to bring someone's loved one home. Public safety doesn't stop at the county line. When one of our neighbors needs help, we answer the call just like they would for us. That's the strength of mutual aid." So Monday, November 3rd, that's when Ron is released from the hospital. The rest of the days, Ron does some sit down. He did an interview with CBS Morning. He did an interview with Fox News, People Magazine, Outside Online. The story kind of went fully national at this point. And I honestly, because I don't watch a lot of those news shows, I don't remember this story.
Yeah, me neither. I don't watch the news. Too depressing.
Yeah, too depressing. But yeah, it's there's just a lot of interviews that he did, and it's.
Should we play the one?
Let's play this. This is from the Fresno County Sheriff's Office.
Let's see.
You got the video, the audio up?
I'm gonna find out.
What's the last week been like being back home?
It's been a struggle, Tony. I'm really weak. I lost
Oh, geez.
How you feeling? What's the last week been like being back home?
It's been a struggle, Tony. I'm really weak. I lost about 25 pounds, not quite, but I lost a ton of muscle. The doctors say that my body was eating itself up because I wasn't getting no food. And I'm really weak. I'm starting to bounce back, but I'm still weak. I got a guy coming in next week going to start physical therapy with me. I got to go see a psychiatrist. And that'd probably be a good thing just to talk about it and get it out of my mind. Glenda says she thinks she wants to go talk to somebody. I go, well, it's probably a good thing, babe. I go, you were under more strain than I was. I go, I was out there living it, but you were dealing with it. I go, I didn't have to deal with it. You did. I go, but it's just, and we set up in the hospital Saturday night and just, she goes, are you sleeping? I go, no, I can't sleep. I'm just laying here. And she goes, well, can I come over? I come over, sit down, let's talk. And we talked all night long. We just talked and talked and talked. And she started showing me texts and Facebook stuff and everything that was going on. And I was just so overwhelmed. I couldn't believe the amount of love people were pouring out on me and praying for me. It was just amazing. And I didn't realize that much stuff because I didn't see all the helicopters. I seen planes flying around once a time, but I only seen 2 helicopters. You know, it was just amazing.
Take me back to that day that you left the house here to go up the hill. A storm was coming in. What exactly happened?
Well, Glenda left for work about 6, a little after 6. I probably left out about 6:30. I went to Costco, got gas, filled my truck up with gas, and then I stopped at a store, bought me another bag of nuts and a couple more cups coffee to have through the day. And then I just drove up the hill like I normally do. And I haven't hunted that side all year. And I go, well, I'll go over here and just look around. And I've been on that road by Camp Fresno probably over 1,000 times. That's one of my main thorough-throughs, and I go over to the 10S13, and I've been up to the top of Swamp, the same road, probably a dozen times, maybe less. Sometimes I'd go all the way.
Should we
up,
fast forward to a
sometimes I
part? This
wouldn't.
is like 30 minutes
And
long.
I mean, I think
I'm not gonna
we can
go
post a
back
link
down.
to the
I'm gonna
video
go all
if
the
people
way
want to
across.
watch the whole.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he's just,
Do
I mean,
that.
he's telling the whole story,
I would
but
stay there, and that's what she told.
yeah, we don't need to go through the whole 24
No.
minutes, but
It's a while. Every once in a while, Joe and I like to mix in
he's such a
certain-
sweet man.
Yeah.
He was like, I had to live it, but he had to deal with it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, God, that hit kind of funny. Like, yeah, like your loved ones do have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like it just is just as hard.
Well, think
So,
like for him, you're one track minded. Like,
yeah, you're
you're-
questioning your mortality, but also just surviving.
Yeah. Your only goal day in, day out is surviving to the next day.
Yeah.
Like that's all you're thinking about. You're not thinking about like, what's my wife going through? What are my kids going through?
Well, you might think that, but you don't have to deal with it.
You might think that the first few days.
Yeah.
When you start getting hungry and tired and like, you're probably just like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, we like covering survival stories every once in a while because we don't. This could have easily been another case where he's like, think like they had all those people in the woods looking for him, helicopters,
I think
drones.
that's the difference a shelter makes.
Yeah, and they didn't.
Honestly,
Oh,
having
yeah.
that truck is
He'd have been
probably
dead.
what did it.
yeah.
Like, with the cold and everything.
The truck, obviously, it was still cold inside, but it wasn't exposed.
Exactly.
And he was,
Yeah, but he didn't have blankets. He probably like curled up, but
he wasn't getting hit with wind and rain and snow.
Mhm.
But yeah, 20 days. And I mean, he was a diabetic. He went 20 days without his meds,
yeah,
which is pretty impressive.
yeah,
And he had some heart issues. He's at 10,000 feet. He's weak and
he's walking,
He's-
strain.
straining. I mean, it's so many different aspects of this story are a miracle that he survived.
Mm-hmm.
And it just shows you too, like he was up there the whole time in it. So it doesn't help that his truck's silver because that would make it harder to see in snow. Like if he had like a red truck or something that might have been easier to spot.
Yeah,
But that just shows you all the manpower, equipment, and technology. 3 separate AIs looking at pictures.
Yeah.
They never found his truck.
Yeah.
Like if they would have found his truck, they would have found him.
Yes.
'Cause
they found it later.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But like it's that's just how remote those places are.
yeah.
And how well
2,000 square miles.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a forest the size of Delaware that you have to try and, now they're not searching that whole area, but
yeah. And for me, that just sounds torturous because I get bored if not doing something or moving around for like an hour.
can you imagine how stir crazy
3
you get?
weeks in your car in one spot while you're hungry and scared.
Yeah.
It's like not only do all the other parts suck, but like just it's staying in one spot for that long and it's not comfortable.
Now, so here's an interesting thought exercise. So for us and younger generations who are addicted to technology, you're stuck in your car for 3 weeks, completely detached it's almost like you detoxed from technology. Would you just go on to live your life like tech free?
Probably not. And I'm just trying to be honest. I'm sure for a while, I did the Hoffman retreat for like a week where it was complete, like no screens. They didn't even have like clocks that were like, they were like analog.
And you're like, somebody show me a clock by the end of it.
And I remember, it was funny because I really liked it.
Yeah.
But it was just when you come back into like reality, it's just not possible.
Yeah.
Unless like, if I'm retired, I could see making it work. But I mean, I'm
With
trying to
jobs
think
and stuff, you
with
need
jobs, with your kids.
Well, maybe
like,
I'll narrow it down to like social media.
yeah, I'm already kind of scaling back on that, honestly.
Yeah, I scaled. Other than for the podcast, I don't really do a lot.
Now I do doom scroll TikTok quite a bit.
I do that on Instagram.
But no, it's way less just because it sucks.
But I mean, I will say that like for you and me, our generation of people that grew up before the internet and before social media.
Yeah, it's
I can
friends
switch
that
it off and I don't feel like I'm missing out.
Yes, I can do that.
Yeah.
Like I was just when I went to Loveburn, like barely on my phone. Like I took pictures and I posted a couple things, but like I wasn't catching up. I was living life and doing stuff.
I could go weeks without checking Facebook or Instagram and I would be fine.
I have one of my best friends doesn't do any socials.
Yeah.
He doesn't watch it. He doesn't do any. He never knows what's going on. And like I used to think of like, wow, you are like in the dark. You're so uninformed. Now I'm like, oh, like that must be really peaceful.
Be like, that's kind of like what it was like when we were kids growing up.
Oh yeah, you just didn't know.
I mean, your parents would you watch the nightly news or like read a newspaper, but that was it.
That was it. Yeah,
That
but
was
like
it.
until that came to you,
Yeah.
like you didn't know things were happening.
And
Like there could be like I don't know.
there
like,
let's just be honest.
Like the Oklahoma City bombing happened, and unless you had a TV on and like breaking news and they interrupted, like you might not know for a long time.
And let's just famous Billy Joel song, "We Didn't Start the Fire."
Yeah.
Things have been going on in the world since the beginning of time, all the time.
Yes.
And just because back then we just didn't know what was going on.
Well, and this is
It was still happening.
This is an argument I always have with people, and it's like it sounds kind of insensitive, but at any given time, there's horrific crap going on.
Yeah.
All day long.
Yeah.
And like, but there's also way more good stuff going on all day long. And it literally is what they choose to shove in our face.
Yeah.
And then there's an aspect too that because we're all connected, if something bad's happening, we now get it live streamed while it's happening.
Oh yeah.
That's like not good for your mental health because you feel like you're a part of it. And I remember reading somewhere, and this is like the anecdotal, but it does make sense. It's back in the day, if there was like a tragedy, like a tornado hits a town.
Yeah.
By the time the news would hit us, it was after the fact. And what we would be watching would be the recovery and the help.
Yep.
Nowadays, we get involved in the tragedy. So if you're live streaming it, it's almost like our brain can't differentiate that like this isn't happening to us, but we're watching it and you're feeling all the feelings, but you're not there. So now you're involved in the tragedy and the after part.
I mean, you can
all
go
that
on.
anxiety goes into you.
You can go on YouTube and watch storm chasers that are live streaming a tornado, and it just will like just destroy a house.
Yeah, and then like you're
And
watching them run up and try and pull people
and you're
out.
seeing this all live, and it is like you said, it is tough to process seeing that stuff live, unfiltered.
Yeah, and I mean, even way back in the day when it was only newspapers, you might not hear about it till after recovery has started.
Yeah,
and like it's already getting better.
And they kind of shielded people from
the graphic
parts of all the bad stuff going on in the world.
Yeah. And now it's just like,
and
hey, kids,
and
here's
I'm not
all
saying,
the terrible crap.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I think there is a part of that people should
It just
see.
is. It just is.
Because it just is. And I think a good thing that I tell people that's helped me, because everyone probably goes through this. There's so much terrible stuff going on in the world that you really have to sit back and think about what of that stuff can you actually impact?
Yeah.
And if you can't, like, okay, you can be aware of it going on, but you can't carry that baggage around and let it bring you down all day long, because there's nothing you can do about it.
There's no shortage of atrocities to completely that you can do nothing about. So it's like, it sounds insensitive, but it's almost like
it's not insensitive.
You have to kind of not ignore it. You know, if there's something major that like support is needed, but otherwise it's like focus on your community.
Yeah. Your family and your community.
Your family and your community, the things you actually have a positive impact on. And the reality is if everyone did that, there'd be a much broader positive impact. You know, I can't control what's happening.
Yeah.
Even in the next state.
Because I think
even in the next city sometimes.
I think there's a lot of younger generations that are filled with anxiety because they carry around all of this like angst about everything going on in the world.
Well, think about how cool it is as human beings. We're like the only animal that the reason we have that angst is because we want to do something.
Yeah.
How counterintuitive is that to like survival
Yeah.
in reality? Like if you think about it, like animals don't do that.
No.
Because they're like, I need to survive.
Yeah, they're thinking about their next meal.
Yeah, we've built such an amazing society that we have the ability to connect the way we've connected, but then B, our natural inclination is to try and help.
Yeah.
It's just that when it's a big thing far away and you're seeing it, you can't help. It's kind of like, I feel like I need to do something because ignoring it would be bad.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's kind of a neat thing, because if we didn't have that, then it would be like when we used to just go war against each other all the time.
Yeah.
Which there's still a little bit of that, but I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like we get better and better and better. It's just that we have access to more bad now, so it feels like it's worse.
Yeah, we have a global access to all of the bad stuff going on, and a lot of it's unfiltered and very graphic, and most people can't, you just can't process the things you see.
Yeah.
And I don't know where this tangent started. It just started with me asking if you could go cold turkey, no technology, and we went off on a major rant.
Yeah, it's But anyway,
what were we even talking about?
This is going to be offshoot to our next podcast, and we'll just do just like every other podcast and do philosophical stuff.
Yes.
Just talking about Ron.
Ron Dailey.
Ron Dailey. He survived. It's great. Good news.
Yes. I love survival stories, and this is another epic one, like the guy who survived like naked on that riverbank.
Yes.
I mean,
that one's the most wild.
That one's the most
I can't believe
epic.
that guy survived. That's wild.
But this guy, I mean, this 20 days on, he had 900 total calories of food for 20 days. I mean, he had some water.
Yeah.
And shelter. He had his truck. That was the key.
I think the shelter was the key for him 100%, given his condition and everything. So what are your theories?
I didn't even do theories for this one.
I don't even know how to end the show anymore.
Yeah.
So,
well, they found him.
Yes, they definitely found him.
So
I don't know. What else do we need to cover? We don't know the protocol for any of these survival ones.
Well, maybe we could get Ron on the show.
That would be fun to do like an interview.
Yeah.
We have one of our employees call him.
Yes. Well, thank you for tuning in. If you want to catch our voicemail episode, we'll be recording that right after this.
Yes, we'll record right after that. Thanks again for tuning in and telling your friends and family. I actually don't even have the outro portion of this. There we are. It wasn't in the file.
But thank you for sharing location known with your friends and family. Be sure to like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, where you can find the videos of each episode. Also, if you'd like to support the show monetarily, as we said before, visit our website, Facebook store, and buy some sweet swag. Additionally, you can subscribe to our Patreon account on YouTube and Apple, where you have access to special events and additional shows. As we just said, the voicemail show, which is a fan favorite because they're so much fun. So we're going to do that right now. But lastly, when enjoying the beauty of nature, whether backpacking, camping, or simply taking a walk, always remember to leave no trace. Thanks, and we will see you all next time.